So here comes Alan Kerisosto from Guadalajara, Mexico. Sergio, you break the Mexicans' toughness by which part of the country they're from, right? We know Canelo's from Guadalajara. What's the rub on fighters from that area?
Well, look, fighters that come from Guadalajara are, educated. They're educated jab, fight behind the technique. They're excellent body punchers. A lot of toughness, but this is the thing about Kerisosto. He has championship experience. He went 10 rounds with the former champion Roger Gutierrez, so he knows what that's like, but he does lose when he steps up in competition. Excellent gatekeeper type, and if you only have 8 fights like Griffith does, Kerisosto is the type of fighter that can actually challenge you, and the later the fight goes, the more he can wear his opponents down.
I think the question is, what kind of conditioning is this man in? Didn't look great, I would say, on the scales on Friday. Has not fought since the end of 2025. What's he going to have for a big puncher like Griffiths?
Well, he certainly looks the part. Sergio said it earlier, looks and hooks. He's got them both. And Chris, he spoke to you earlier this week, almost humbly saying, man, I'm sorry, I don't think this opponent is good enough for me. I hope I don't disappoint you guys.
Well, it's his first scheduled 8-round fight. And I know that Caden Griffiths was looking for a bigger name opponent, but you face the guys that are in front of you, and he's got a guy that he believes he can blow out of there. And that could work for Caden Griffiths as well. Coming off a first-round knockout win back in March. Before that, went the 6-round distance in a decision. This kid has got a little bit of everything, but when he punches Sergio, he puts all of his strength behind it. A very heavy-handed young 150-pounder.
Yeah, but aside from heavy-handed, it's the punch placement. It's the way he turns his knuckles, the way that he's responsible about technique, always minding his defense, punching and dipping. These are all things that normally you pick up later in your career when you're fighting contenders. He's doing it right now in 8-0, 7 knockouts. That's what's impressive about this young man.
Guys, Alan, Caden, you both know what I expect out of you. I'm going to let him work to here. You can work right up to here, okay? Let's touch him up, protect yourself at all times. Let's go to work.
Well, Sergio, when you know you've got an opponent across from you that you think you can bully and get out of there quick, do you go right after him?
Well, you fill him out for at least 1 minute, and then if you start touching him that early, then yes, you go after him, because the power's on Griffith's side, and he does have that type of mentality where he goes after his opponents, but he does it responsibly. But if he starts touching Kerisosto early, you can expect him to get him out of there quick.
I don't want to see Griffiths play with his food at all in this fight. Kerisosto has never fought above 147 pounds. Most of his fights have come in the high 130s, low 140s. Physically, he is not in the class of Caden Griffiths, and talent-wise, he shouldn't be in the class of Caden Griffiths. This is someone that I think Griffiths should look to get out of there pretty quickly.
And if he does do it quickly, he has to do it with that jab, that shotgun jab.
Oh, boy.
Touching him upstairs and then digging the body. Anytime you have a fighter like Kerisosto that keeps his hands real high, the elbows are up, he opens up the ribs and the liver shots.
And you can see that midsection of Kerisosto very, I would say, flabby. I'll call it that.
Man, you guys are body shaming him pretty bad up here tonight, huh?
Well, I mean, compared to Griffith's body, yeah. I mean, he's in shape. Kerisosto's a little soft, and yeah, I would agree.
Caden Griffiths from nearby Coachella, California.
I like the foot feints by Griffith. Notice that it's a sly little foot feint, so he's dipping down. He's looking to set up a left hook around the right hand of Kerisosto's.
Yeah, Griffiths working
There it is, right there.
Working out of that Diaz camp, has had some excellent sparring over the years, working with all of those top Uzbek fighters that the Diaz has trained.
Caden Griffiths, 8 wins, 7 coming by way of knockout, coming off a first-round KO victory. Before that, the first time he went the full distance. Alan Kerisosto, 8 of his 12 wins by knockout, so you think he might have a little bit of pop. Let's see if he can land one, give Griffiths a little bit of a problem.
It's just these knockouts for Kerisosto have come against very low-level competition. His last knockout came down in Mexico against an opponent that had a record of 0-22.
Is that Glass Joe?
Whoever that guy is, I give him credit for keeping his career going at 0-22.
Griffiths trained by Joel Diaz, and Sergio Griffiths was telling us for the last couple of years, he's been in there with those Eastern Europeans where he has just been beaten and battered and sparring. He says anything that happens in my pro fights won't compare to what I go through in the gym.
No, that is true, but that's sparring, and right here you're doing it with smaller gloves, so you need to actually focus more on speed, and this is what I was talking about with Griffith's last fight. You know, really loading up on power is good if you have your opponent hurt, but if you're still breaking him down and he's a veteran and you have to, you know, take your time, then that's when you start focusing on speed, footwork, angles, and exploding on fighters from a different angle, not just stay in front of them.
I was going to say Kirisoso about to make it out of round one, but that was before Griffiths popped him with a couple of big power shots. But we will see a round two. Trainers do that. I end up psyching myself out. I'll watch a guy and say, hey man, this dude sucks. I'm going to beat him in round one, and it ends up affecting me, and I try a little too hard and get a little too wild in there.
And that's always the case with young guys with a lot of power. You know, they learn that slowing things down is actually better than thinking real fast and trying to get them out of there quick. Just the slower you slow things down and you focus on channeling the power behind technique and not, you know, brute force, that's how you're going to get guys out of there.
Griffiths, I mentioned, coming off of that first round knockout. That was against Omar Gutierrez in March. Quick turnaround for him here in June.
I got to say, man, I love the instructions in one round that Antonio Diaz gave Caden Griffiths in the corner. He says,
nice counter shot there from Kirisoso.
That Kirisoso does not come in with intentions to fight or looking for a fight. He's waiting for a fight, so you got to push that. Love that. So you understand your fighter, what type of temperament he has, and you know that he can go for it as fast as, there it is, good body shot right there by Caden. Kirisoso didn't like that.
By the way, Kirisoso's nickname is Superman. He said that's because when I first started boxing, I was really strong. They'd throw me there with the heavyweights and I could take their best shot. But it looks like he's struggling to take Griffith's best shot right now.
Well, I say it all the time, the kryptonite of every fighter is those body shots, that liver shot. And Griffith's already got his attention right there with that left hand downstairs.
Still trying to jab off the ropes, create some distance.
Kirisosto just been in survival mode since this fight began, using the entirety of the ring, just trying to keep Griffiths off him with that jab, but not making any kind of real impact.
If you could touch your opponent and not show him power off your first punch, that's how you hide it. That's how you're able to catch your opponent off guard. See?
Oh, good body shot there. And that really affected Kirisoso. Go ahead, Sergio.
Yeah, but Kirisoso was bracing for it because he could see it coming, and that's what I'm talking about, hiding the power. Griffith, these are the little things that Griffith is going to have to pick up when he starts fighting better opponents, to hide that power, not just show him the brute strengths right off the bat. You throw speed, you throw touching power, and then you surprise him with it.
And also, Sergio, to cut the ring off. Kirisosto's moving in one direction. He's moving left every single time. And right now, we see Griffiths just kind of following him in each one of these corners. I'd like to see him take a step to the right, force Kirisosto to go in a different direction.
You would think Kirisosto would be circling away from his power hand, but he's going right towards it.
Well, right now he's not really worried about the speed. You know, the power you could see coming a lot easier than speed. So that's what I think about Caden. You know, he always focuses on really punching hard every shot.
Griffiths told us it's knockout or bust. That's the mentality he has. Does not want fights to go the distance. But Kirisoso doing what he can to stay in this fight. Yeah, he says he's tired after round two. That's not a good sign. He did take this fight on 1 week notice. Said, I know Griffith's a KO puncher. I've got to be careful in there. Need to keep my guard up. Can't make basic fundamental mistakes.
I'm sure those body shots he landed in the first round also help with the fatigue and the pain that he feels downstairs.
Sergio, see what I'm saying, though, about cutting the ring off? Like, it's very predictable how Kirisosto is moving. Like, he keeps moving to that left, getting in the corner, going the same direction every single time.
Look, I think Griffiths cuts the ring off really well going to his left, but to the right, yes, that's what you're seeing right now. He's not stepping over to make that ring smaller.
Ooh. Oh, nicely done.
Almost landed cleanly, landed on the right shoulder of Kirisosto's, but yeah, it's only a matter of time. That punch he didn't see coming.
That was the straight right hand that Antonio Diaz has been calling for in the last 2 rounds.
And that jab hides it. And Kirisosto, to his credit, trying to fight off those ropes. He's got to do something.
Well, look, Kirisosto is a veteran of 20 professional fights. He could see power coming. But if you're just showing the exact same right hand, you know, with the same explosiveness, with the same speed, it's not going to fool him.
Oh, boy. Nice counter shot by Kerisosto.
That's what I'm saying. The patience is on Kerisosto's side because he's not really intimidated by the power of Griffith.
But I don't know, he's living on the edge, Sergio Griffiths, about an inch away from decapitating him a couple times.
Good shot.
Boy, and he gets a counter in there, does the Mexican, but still, yeah, that one is a delayed response.
I was surprised he stood up with those body shots. Both those shots explosive to both sides of the ribs.
All right, he's up. But for how much longer? Let's see what kind of closer Griffiths is here in round 3. Touched him again. One more time, Sergio, and he's going to be done.
Yep, it's not going to take too much, man. That pain's going to linger for minutes and rounds at a time, and it'll only take one more shot to the belly. Kerisosto's going down again. I don't see him withstanding this anymore.
He's got those elbows down low, trying to protect his ribs and his liver, but that leaves the head open.
Oh, there it is. If Griffiths could double up that shot to the left, I think he'll do enough impact, even if it's blocked.
I'll give it to Kerisosto. He's fighting back. Like, he's not just taking these punches. He's trying to throw some of his own. Just no real pop behind him that can keep Caden Griffiths off him. And you see the corner of Kerisosto looks like they're about to throw in the towel.
And that is it. Talk about a buzzkill. The crowd is like, what's happening here?
The corner,
I mean, come on.
The corner of Kerisosto, I was watching this unfold kind of to our right. He sent the California Commission representative up there. Usually it's the trainer that jumps up on the ring apron to throw in the towel. This one sent the commissioner up there to stop the fight. Kerisosto doesn't agree with it, but look, it was probably academic. This fight was going to end by knockout one way or the other.
Yeah. And here's the first knockdown. Look, that punch landed cleanly. It was the left hand. You could see that he was hurt right there. Kerisosto didn't like that shot. Before another one could come, he takes the knee, and that's what veterans do. Still trying to catch and counter as Kerisosto's, which he did right there with a left hook. See Caden Griffiths coming back and talking to us, saying that I told you I was going to take care of this man quick. But
That's one of the most anticlimactic.
There you go.
Geez.
It just robs everybody.
Yeah.
It takes the excitement out of the air.
Even Kerisosto's like, really?
Yeah.
Really? Look at his face.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, referee Gerard White stops this bout at 2 minutes 49 seconds of round number 3 on the request of the corner. For your winner by knockout and still undefeated, Caden